Amanfo, what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. We have dedicated about 5 episodes to talk about achieving excellence in customer care. Ene, you become a health worker because in Penyufosi, Utu a Jinamofono, no Utu a Kransofo. And as I've been you saying, a crummy tunu for an arm money. Omumubaku here for two. In this case, and then you be 2 patients, no so for. Yen Shasi. When you look at the theology of the word patient, they are saying that patient comes from the Latin patien. Passively, the patient is supposed to bear whatever suffering is necessary or tolerate patiently the interventions of the expert. In the olden days, patients really suffered in the hands of health workers. Not suffering in the sense that health workers took any pleasure in meting out suffering to the patient, but patients no went through a lot to be able to get the therapy they needed. For instance, so by I was when I say operation. We didn't have any anesthesia to give to the patient. And I'm told in the olden days, one health worker will engage this woman. There is a nerve on the neck. In a fast way, so the bear patient in black out. Then you better know near you preaching in a banana. With time, and a chlorophyll, and a neoma akanebay. And we have so many interventions that itimikra and number patients no from baby ABCS now cut down the pay. And the medical officers or the experts will be talking to the patient while the operation is going on. Nimdiana kwenimu bebre. And so these days our patients are getting better interventions. But yes, that is what most of our patients endured in the days past, in the olden days. Patients are going through a lot. So when you look at their name, Nkofo patronize the services or products of any institution. You're from mostly from customers, and I say you're from clients. But over hospital, you're from patients. It tells you say as a patient, I also nya abotre bebre. Over hospital, enye gidigidi yentu America wo. Waba say over bepe ayaresa. Experts na omo ho no, enyomo bebre na also omo kekabu mansa na wonsa kasa ayaresa no. It's basically science. And in the prepare ho and an intervention and kuya ma say you open no. E abotre na here. Nya bebedu hospital premises ho no. Nya rehemu say health workers no omo ho no. Wunti e no omo ho. And in the ade bia also omo yema omo ho to no. Omo nso be ye ne sa pepepe. A lot of the time what we've realized is that patients are not patient when they come to the hospital. And it starts from when they get to the hospital to first get their records. Now, kasana shas yefiho. Kasa bebre. When they are in the queue going to see the doctor, kasa bebre. And then of course anyoma we nyinaba. They also in the hospital setting we have a term we refer to as triaging. Triaging simply means that all the cases that have come to the hospital, the health experts will come and sort them. In the course of sorting, they separate the very critical ones from the ones that are mild to the ones that are okay. And in some institutions where we differentiate them with some color codes. And into River Hospital now, your small color coded card via a red. When you see a red color coded card, what it simply means is that our patients know the situation is so critical. A woo boom. Say until we can help our patients now, and in the next minute we can lose that patient. And in the bit member so when we do hospital first. And that's all bad temper. Munina mutiki mukaku doctor. But motimu muhuani say a rashi patient be at another pam honkaku room. Do a banner boom say patients at the consulting room nechi kasabi bre. What it simply means is that our patients now are rushing a room. In the course of triaging, who say the case is so critical. Say doctor anye bibia mano animu ya will lose that patient. Kai who say senke ya wo and wako sa TB anima and ka obe pese ye bebo watra omo mutiki nim nyina said the bear doctor be hu na ho to. And that is why sometimes we do that in our health facilities. Nobody takes pleasure in the fact say mo sorry ahomache be say 2 a.m. no wa be line. Now health workers yaba now we just take pleasure in say ye be bypass line e dey afoforo akoma kwaku doctor. E bibi ntira. We want to say we are there to save lives. And inti yebeye what it's in the best interest of all the patients that are there. Anything be a access with the who say, yes, also with the pain be number. What you want to chill pa. But ye hear no, oh dear now, foam, any dear, what buffalo for now, ye rush in the room. Oh, bet me a steak a crack, a hoodie on. Copim said Doctor be home. The ye rushing it in the room, no. Say ye train a crabby come one, ye better raise our patients no. And into please, Samuba, Mudino, essay you are patient. Yes, say some will be able to. Munti any woho. Unfortunately, in times past, even till date, there have been instances where health workers have suffered abuse at the hands of patients. There was an incident patient etin tesuo egu maame nurse so. It was all over the news. There have been instances patients attending abo health workers etaisi bebree. Our health workers also suffer a lot at the hands of our patients. At the end of the day, what we have realized is that there are instances over na young patients no because here near Busian and Naminti, a Busian in TBBA, but there is an intervention so I was a hospital near hospital. I work a lot with protocols and in the young fan is a patient now unfortunately Yame Fasa mo BBC, some patients no Yashreno and our free. In the case of our brothers and sisters in the Muslim community, we know say they don't wait with their corpse. They want it there and then to go and bury. But let us understand ourselves, say there are protocols to be followed. As much as possible, you who say health worker no so the health worker doesn't take any delight in keeping that corpse. A lot of our institutions don't even have mortuaries. Kakrana or mortuaries, so most of them are even full. And until the health worker doesn't take any delight in keeping that corpse. Obenya and kono cranky see and anki use our corpse in every because trust you me, some of the health workers who should the pan and into corpse now and done the ward no or no crown hot no. But we have been trained to be professionals and into the health worker is keeping his composure or her composure. But as much as possible, there are protocols also to be followed. But there have been instances you realize especially when it comes to our Muslim brothers sometimes a lot of confusion see when a death occurs. Your body need and then they are called. Yentimi train 1 minute grand come home. More release your body mind and fan call. Health workers say they'll be munyabotre. There are protocols to be followed. Nyoma bi wo say before we can release the body to you. Now for confusion about. Please let us understand say there are protocols to be followed. And until as a patient, these are some of your responsibilities. Let us understand them and go by them. So that we all have the peace that we need. The first one, make sure you provide the full and accurate medical history for your diagnosis, for your treatment, for your counseling, and for the rehabilitation process. And who here we patients who say the doctor needs the accurate information to be able to make the right clinical judgment. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way, especially when the patient is an adolescent. Maybe a ne maame na so ne nsade na hɔ kɔ consulting room hɔ ɛne nti ɛne deɛ wo doctor na open information no bɛbrɛ pa saa patient no we insist so a virgin virgin in that case no one who say say dollar na affect cedi no e bia kɔ affect the word virgin no ɛne nti virgin no the value na reduce also a virgin but from clinical judgment, any assessment, patients not to so please, as much as possible, we need to give accurate information. And who here there is no point in lying to your medical practitioner. Is a lawyer. So when you say no lawyer and you know didn't trust your lawyer now, you are digging your own grave. So it's the same way. When you say intervention, doctor ever be providing. We hear the accurate information to be able to give the right therapy. And yes, there will be misdiagnosis. At the end of the day, affected doctor wow woman wrong information while they be affected. The second thing is request additional information or clarification regarding your health treatment. So when TB say it is your right. Again, it is your responsibility. Bisam say the right therapy again. I can't say no could be a doctor asema na we show. Say asema me kwa be say and you can doctor na kwa kotiame. Please, it is your responsibility to ask. So when TB bisam ni enchechi onu. Comply with the prescribed treatment. Yes, you know yam kwala ni yebi. O yare ni mo duro se kona kono ma. Se tablet ni 3 a ni atutu egu ni anomba akope. ne adwen si ye obi yenyi ye ne yehu say ne ya ho usisi ananse a usisi wa ho. Make sure the treatment that is giving you, the prescribed treatment, is exactly what you are following. The time interval, you make sure you observe all that. Inform your healthcare provider of any anticipated problems. Yes, as a patient who study say you are allergic to some medications. As soon as you take note of that, make a conscious note of it. And into Dr. Troy Drumawa, take time and also go through it. Ohrena edruna we are allergic to nebi uma, catch your doctor no, they will change it for you. It is your responsibility to do that. No one will do that for you. You know say you are going to face the consequences. Obtain all the necessary information which have a bearing on your management, including financial implications. Uber hospital, near troll labs, nothing stops you from asking. With me, yes, our labs, no bisa. Pacho labs we cost. Then you check so that at the end of the day you don't put yourself through any trouble. It's very important. The next one is acquire knowledge on preventive, promotive, simple creative practices where necessary, and seek early professional help. It's very important. These days in our hospitals, we always start our therapy with health education, and especially early in the mornings. And into Uber hospital, na ma menes ebejina obra mo ye queue na. Memma obunfu na new earpiece in shower sum say me ba ha che, matena ha brenti, asem no mba beka no. Sebi oni nyina yem kwase asem. We do a lot of health education before we start the treatment process. And into wabejina on information biya or de mano, take a keen interest in it. Listen, obeti bibi I be boa concerning the condition na or de abano. Na nioma education na de ama no okwa nioma bi wo ha, lifestyle conditions bi wo ha. Otwe hu fi ho a ebe boa ma the next time cry ehun hia so obeba hospital with that same condition. Maintain a safe and hygienic environment in order to promote good health. That is the next one. Very important. Environment now our better no. Make sure you maintain that safe environment. There are some infections in the hospital setting that we call nosocomial infections. Nosocomial infections are infections that you come and carry from the hospital setting to your home. And into your bano, that's an infection we need that. Hospital honor be free here. And it is because sometimes we the patients we contribute to it. It means a son you may be free about 10 years, but be jail hospital environment or to say be your and a ball. But oh yes, I know who you say who you be. It's your young who and it's your dream. When you were bound hospital, now what about picking infection if you hope no one sound the call. So let's make sure say the safe environment now about better know. You be maintain this safe environment. Respect the rights of other patients and clients and the health service personnel. Hana asem no one. Yes, say bibi ankoka papa enye trade. Ansa na mrenken so so besi ni triase no. Na e wo de asase ka kire no. Some of the abuse that we suffer verbally from the health worker, it is because of some of the things that yen so yeba hospital a yebe. Let's understand say yen nyina ye wo problems. Health worker na our bet na ho no. Enye se ono de ne ho atona abro so ananse ne bibia koyiye ma no. I know for a fact say there are health workers who are suffering psychologically. Some are even addicted to certain drugs. Some are facing a lot of challenges in their marriages and in their homes. Yen nyina ye ba hospital setting na ye jay problems ni wo fie. Ye aba bet na ho se de be ejuma. So don't come and compound the problem of anyone. Obano, who say you need to respect other patients almost about hospital. And most importantly, health worker now also. Please respect his health worker. It's strange. So about medical assistance. Then nipa na obabe boa among our health service no. What shall say no kuntoka. It's so strange. Yeah. I mean it's just like say oti trotro. Now only trotro driver na e kuntoka. Matron trotro my experiences had any be that. Passenger no trotro driver no kungidi nyasem ketwa. It was so strange and it na ehum so because driver no twika na kakra also dan no ho no so be ka bi kire sa passenger no. Look at how scary that is. Say nyame ampata accident never be see. Trust you me say accident no say driver no hu ntema or the whole side na be kwakoje. So there is no point in fighting the health worker who is there to serve you. Waba ho say munti na wo ho. And inti make sure say obe respect no. Say the be ya ono so be give you up the best amount. You will live better off than you came. There is no point in fighting or disrespecting the health worker. Last and not the least, protecting the property of the health facility. Ayejuma hospital bima almost every day na your plumbing lines are blocked because patient eba hospital ho na wakoto wache edi na wache ne aka na wantimi ndi ne sink e wo ho no emu no kohwie gu your toilet facilities your flush pad a whole lot na tade bi a wahya e bi amuja kama onhye bio because the change of clothes every fear brain it is atade no itimi de to toilet im na ya flush de bia na hospital no plumbing lines are blocked. We need to protect the health facility. So na property na wo ho na ya ba beto no. Let's protect it. So the bear or chinebi your baby will come and meet it safe. Then we can make good use of it again. It's very important. We need to respect our health workers so that they also give up their best for us. When a health worker no ko emfa mo bi amrel. At the end of the day, one way you are digging your own grave. Respect each other so that we will always have better health services in our health facilities. For a video ni be see here. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel we. Now click your adoma so. Say be ya you release new video bia now so Osaka. Thanks so much. We are out.